Hi everybody, it's Penny. Today I'd like to do a quick cooking hack with you. I'm going to make a gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate cake. It's moist, it's sticky, it's perfect for cupcakes, tray bakes, and you can make a lovely sandwich for a birthday, you know, sandwich cake rounds for a birthday cake with it as well. This mixture will actually make a stack of 3 8-inch rounds, so you can do a triple layer, but today I'm going to do 2 8-inch rounds and some cupcakes. It's as simple as it gets. You will need these ingredients. Once you've got your dry ingredients, put your sugar into your mixing bowl. You don't really need an electric mixer if you haven't got one. It'll work with just a hand mixer, or even just a good wooden spoon and a balloon whisk, but I like to just stick it all in. Then sieve all your flour, the rest of the dry ingredients. Now, because we're using gluten-free flour, we're going to use xanthan gum. It's very important that you use the correct amount. Have a look on your tub of xanthan gum and it will give you the correct amount. For me, for every 200 grams of flour, we use about 1/4 to 1/2 a teaspoon of xanthan gum, and it has to be well sieved in, and I then give it a bit of a whiz round with a balloon whisk so that all the dry ingredients are well mixed before we start adding the wet. Now, this recipe calls for a buttermilk. I never buy buttermilk. If I'm making an ordinary non-dairy free cake, I use full fat milk and clear white vinegar, and I use 1 cup, American cups, 1 cup of milk, and I use a tablespoon and a half of white vinegar. Put that in a measuring cup, whisk it together and leave it to stand for a few minutes. You've then got your own buttermilk. It works perfectly well. But because this is dairy free, we're using an oat milk. I've tried everything. I've tried soya milks, tried almond milk, tried coconut milk, but actually the one that has the least effect on the taste of the cake is an unsweetened almond milk. So this is going to have almond milk in because it's dairy free. So once the dry ingredients are all mixed in, we're going to put in our beaten egg, our oil, and this is the almond milk with the white vinegar in, which is made of buttermilk. And all I'm going to do is just tip all this in. In goes the oil. So you just get one bowl, put your dry ingredients into it, make sure they're well sifted, and then add the wet ingredients. Or your egg. There's only 2 eggs in this. There we go. And then, simple. Here it goes into the mixer. This is a batter mix again. Most of my cakes are a sort of runny battery mix. Now, you need to mix that just for a few minutes until it's completely mixed up. Turn it on to high, give it a quick beat. Lift him up, scrape him down. My trusty spatulas. They get it all off. You don't waste anything, nothing sticks, nothing's lumpy at the bottom. Worth doing, although it seems a bit time consuming, it's worth actually doing this step. You can see how gooey this is already. and it smells so chocolatey. Use a good quality cocoa powder because you get a better result. Now once we've scraped it down, it's all back together, we're going to add what seems like a very strange thing. Boiling water, 1 cup of. Now I use American cups and I use it, that's a 1 cup scoop. So there's 1 cup of boiling water to which is added 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Start this on slow, and this is just going to go into here. You have to be a little bit careful in case it splashes because it is a bit warm. I did make the mistake when I first did it of putting it all in straight away. Splashed everywhere. So I just add it a little bit at a time. And once it's all in, I'm just going to give it a little mix on medium, 30 seconds, no more. I'm just going to take that out of there. I've already prepared my tins. Because I'm not doing a tray bake, I've just baselined the 2 sandwich tins, greased, baselined with greaseproof paper and greased again. Today I'm using a cake band round my tin. It's a wet band that evens out the cooking and it stops it, or theoretically stops it forming a dome on the top. So if you want a cake for icing, you know, like a birthday cake, it's a really good trick, and it stops that firm crust forming around the outside as well. The whole cake is very soft and spongy. Okay, now you can see how lovely this batter mix is. So I'll get rid of my mixer. And I'm just going to get my weighing scales because I want to make sure that these 2 cakes, my 2 sponges, actually are the same height and depth. So I'm going to weigh how much I put in each so we get them even. Pernickety, isn't it? About just 400, just over 400 grams in that one, which is not quite enough. We want it just about half full. So 500 grams, there we go. And then we'll do the same with the next one so we get them even. You'll need to have preheated your oven to 300 degrees. Well, between 300 and 350. There we go. There we are. Quick tap, get rid of any air bubbles because we don't want any big gaping holes in it. Now that one looks okay. Now that one's got a tiny bit more in it than the other one, so I'm going to add just a little bit. There we go. And into the oven they go. Going to do some cupcakes with the rest of the mixture. They take about 18-20 minutes. These will take between 30 and 40 minutes depending on your oven. Like I've said before, if you watch my videos before, all ovens are different, all cooking times are approximate. This will start to pull away from the sides and it will be springy on the top. Using the cake bands, because they're wet, they make the cooking time extend a little bit. So you do just have to keep checking. I use a skewer. Once the skewer's coming out clean and it's springy to the touch, shrinking away from the sides, it's done. I'll see you when they're cooked. Hi everybody, the cakes are cooked. The sandwiched tin cakes are out, and because we've used the cake bands, Can you see? They are flat, easy to ice, no chopping off the lumps. Although I think my husband would be disappointed with that, because the bits I used to chop off, I used to make into little oyster cakes for him, so he could have extra. The cake band also makes the outside of the cake soft. There's no crispy edge, so the whole cake is tender and really, really nice and moist. The little cupcakes, beautiful, spongy, lovely. These smell divine. I say it often, if we had smelly vision, you could smell it, but you're just gonna have to make them to find out. I'll be icing these, and that'll be a little separate video. This one will be a sandwich cake and decoratively iced. These are just going to have some swirls on the top. But it's all going to be gluten-free, dairy-free, because it's for people that have got some allergies. I hope this has been useful to you. Watch again, because there's going to be more. Bye, enjoy.